Next, we come to the conditional, which makes the truth value of one statement depend on the truth value of another statement. Conditionals are often in the form if A, then B, but there are many other ways they can be written, and some of them can be quite confusing. Be very careful with conditional language. Let's look at some examples of conditionals. Here's one. If you study hard, then you will get a good grade. So this suggests that if it is true that you study hard, then it will also be true that you get a good grade. And we can see something similar in the second example. If you eat a bucket of ice cream, then you will be sick. So we can see that the outcome depends on the condition, but it only claims that if the condition is true, then the outcome should be true as well. It is still possible to be sick if you don't eat a bucket of ice cream after all. And it is also possible to get a good grade if you don't study hard. But don't rely on that. The condition is shown using a one-way arrow that points from left to right, from the condition to the outcome. As we said before, there are conditionals that are not written in a simple if-then form. Here are some examples. See if you can rewrite these conditionals into an if-then form and write them using the symbols above. Pause if you want to think again. Just like the others, the conditional arrow goes between the two letters. The first one, if I am hungry, then I eat something. If K, then L. In the second one, the wording actually reverses the order. The phrase as long as kind of means depends on, so the condition is actually at the end. So it will be, if I get the next train, then I will be early. If N, then M. We should also mention the formal words for the condition and the outcome. The condition is called the antecedent, and the outcome is called the consequent. These words are very formal, but they are still used a lot when you read about logic. Finally, we're going to look at the biconditional. The biconditional is like a two-way conditional where both statements depend on each other. Remember the example on the last slide? If you eat a bucket of ice cream, then you will be sick. Well, imagine if the only way anyone ever got sick was by eating a bucket of ice cream, but every single person who eats a bucket of ice cream always got sick. That would be a biconditional relationship. Let's look at some more sensible examples though. Two angles are congruent if and only if they have the same measure. Two angles are the same size, so we will find them congruent, because congruent means being the same size. If and only if is the way that we say the biconditional in everyday English. And I also forgot to mention that the biconditional is written with a double-headed arrow, like you would expect for a two-way conditional. Another example might be to say that a car is parked if and only if it's not moving. But we have to be careful here and add using its own power, because sometimes parked cars can move around, like in this picture. Again, we can see that these relationships can get messy if we are not very careful with our language. The difference between a conditional and a biconditional can be quite subtle, and you'll get used to deciding when to use if and when to use only if. We'll talk more about that in the future, but we can define the biconditional quite well using the other types of statement we've already seen. A biconditional is the conjunction of two conditionals where the antecedent and the consequent are reversed. Can you write what that means using the symbols we've seen earlier? Don't worry if you can't, and if this language is still very confusing to you for now. Pause if you need time to think though, and just go through the sentence piece by piece. I can show you now that it is this. We have two conditionals with reversed statements. If we have A then B, and we have B then A, between them we put the conjunction, so we're essentially saying that both conditionals are true together. If A then B and if B then A are both true. Now, see if the definition makes a bit more sense. The biconditional is the conjunction of two conditionals where the antecedent and the consequent are reversed. Hi there, hope you found that interesting. Like, comment, subscribe, etc. If you prefer longer videos, you can find these lessons stitched together on our other channel just up there. But whatever you do, please keep learning something, because no matter who you are or how old you are, every day really is a school day. Bye for now.